Hello, and welcome to It's a Woman's World. And I'm your host, Irina Doubinskaia. Our show spotlights powerful women which dare to make a difference. From Amsterdam to New Zealand, women today are taking the challenges of business and leadership head on and are becoming successful entrepreneurs. Our guest today is Janine Jakob, born and raised in Germany. Now she is close to Shanghai, China. I met Janine in Los Angeles last November at JT Fox Mega Success Conference, where she impressed on with her willingness to make a massive responsibility of teaching and education the youth of China. So, to hear more about the adventures of this young superstar, Women's World would like to welcome to the today's show, Janine Jakob. We're so glad to have you to be in our show. We want to know everything. So, tell me, Janine, how you decided to become an international success student?
Hello, everyone. I'm very happy to be on your show, Irina. So how did I decide to become an international success student? I have to go back, how did I end up in China? So officially, after working for a Fortune 500 company, also in full-time, I decided I want to do my master's degree. So I looked on what I'm really interested in. I decided to do a double master degree in international business, which means 1 year in Germany and 1 year in wherever I want to. And as I said, well, after living in the US and France and Finland, it probably makes sense to go to China. I was seriously afraid, but all these Chinese companies, they buy our good German companies. Sooner or later, you have to get in contact with Chinese. So I decided, let's just go to China, right? And then my whole life changed. I mean, I was interested in entrepreneurship and innovation. I took it also as a focus in my studies in international business. But I would have never believed where I would be standing now. So my first week when I moved to Suzhou and started to go to the partner university schema here close to Shanghai, my life changed. So I started an association for students related to the science of happiness. And then I just tried things out, moved on, developed myself, and I just knew, okay, I'm a new person and I definitely want to become an entrepreneur and do something meaningful and change the world.
I can imagine. So what your parents said about it?
Well, my mom and my dad, they were not really happy about the decision to pay a lot of money to go to private business school because my parents are not really wealthy. So I knew, okay, I have to take a bank loan to do this adventure, also go to China and to do, even now I quit my job, my unlimited contract with the big IT company, former HP, and parents are not really happy about this. Because if you stay with the company, you are safe and now it's somehow insecure what I do. But after many weeks and months and after telling them what I want to do, why I do it, how my life is, they somehow understood it. And now they also really, it's not that they don't believe in me. It's just because of the security or the safety point. Now they changed their mind and they really support me on this, whatever I want to do.
So did you come to China just to teach or your goals bigger?
So the original intention is really to finish my double master degree in international business. But as there's so many opportunities here in China, I've just decided I try it out. And as I said, with the association, the Happiness Association that I started, and also because I work on myself together with my coach, I developed myself further. I found out more about the Chinese market, what other Chinese students or also international students may have, what kind of lack they have. And then I just thought, I want to help them. I want to support them. And yeah, so this is why like my mission somehow like shifted, and on top to like studying and still like working in part-time for the Fortune 500 company in Germany, I just put all my energy and time that was left in like these new projects, because I just felt it is so meaningful. So my mission changed, and to be honest, I even like found my purpose while living here in China.
So now you're a businesswoman with a big vision. What do you think is the greatest obstacle that you're encountering now?
The greatest obstacle, I think there are a few big ones. Number one is, of course, the culture and the language. I mean, Chinese culture is so different from German culture, even American culture. That's very challenging. Of course, the Chinese market is different. The people here have different needs compared to my home country. And then at the same time, it's also about like focusing, because I started with the studies and still working in part-time, and then because I found my purpose, what to do, and decided to become an entrepreneur, it's like I had to focus on so many topics. Of course, I want to be good in everything, give the best in all of these topics, and it's so difficult to do all of it and be good at it. But at the same time, right now, I just cannot focus 100% on just entrepreneurship yet. Actually, this is now the shift that I'm currently doing.
So do you have an interesting story of obstacle that you had to overcome sometimes?
There are too many good stories about obstacles, but you know, here in China, because everything is just so different, every day is a new adventure. Every day in daily life you have an obstacle, and it starts with like taking the wrong train, booking the wrong ticket online, not knowing that as a foreigner you have a little bit other rules compared to Chinese. It's not always that easy to get your train ticket, or like these are small things, but sometimes these small things can upset you so much. I guess it's still part of like the culture shock, even after living here for 8 months now. And of course, it's part of your normal life, of your entrepreneur life. And these little things can really upset you a lot.
I'm with you here. I remember when I came first in America 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So I sometimes feeling afraid, not too much of danger over there, but like of failing.
Oh, definitely. I feel like the past few months, I've been through a few days. I would not say that I was depressed, but because there was just so much pressure on my own shoulders, and of course I put a lot of pressure on my shoulders by myself, but like all these decisions you have to make, no one can take these decisions for you. And as I said, like my parents, they cannot like support me financially, and what happens if I fail with my business? Who's gonna catch me if I fall? Like all these like questions, and they can like drive you crazy. It's so frightening first of all, to come to China, I was really afraid of. I thought, oh my gosh, what am I gonna do? Is this the right decision? And now like becoming an entrepreneur and quitting your unlimited contract after 7 years with a Fortune 500 company. I mean, how crazy is that? Who would do this? This is like what I asked myself. But then like when I get calm again, and after a few days and hours of like the roller coaster, you remember your passion, your why you do this, and you feel okay. And it's also because I have a plan B and a plan C in case I fail. And I just go back to Germany, and I have some other companies, like for example Ernst & Young, or I could go back to to my old company who would love to take me over. And this kind of like satisfies you and gives you like again this feeling of safety. And yeah, as I said, it's just like a roller coaster of like fear, of ups and downs. But I know it's right what I do, and it's good to get out of your comfort zone. And if I don't try it now, I mean, I'm never going to try it, right? Of course, I want to be a mom in the future, and I want to marry, and one day I want to settle down. It's not now. But if I do not do it now, then I'm never going to do it. And at the end, what happens if I die? I'm just going to regret it that I didn't take this opportunity, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So for business you are starting right now, what kind of education do you need?
So related to education. So as I have like an IT background from the past few years, I now decided to focus more on international business because I was always interested in like working with different mentalities, nations, people. And yeah, so my focus is now on China, on the Asian market. But I think there's no real background that you need. And for example, when it comes to your self-development or about the science of happiness, except happiness that I focus on, of course, I learned about it at a lecture at university. But after this, no matter what kind of like courses I take or what kind of like university degree you have or background, you can read books, you have everything you need online to develop yourself further, and then you just try and you enhance when you just like practice. And I think, yeah, it's like not specifically that you need anything.
Do you have a coach, Janine, which you can go to for advice?
Oh yes, definitely. Since I have my coach, and it was a really good decision, I'm very happy about this because it made a change. So I know my coach from Germany, and when I was in Los Angeles, where we met, Irina, I thought about it earlier if I should ask her if she can become my coach, but I think I wasn't ready yet. And I thought, oh, she's so busy. But then I took all my courage and I knew now is the right time to invest the money. And as you know, I'm a student, so it's like, and it's expensive, but I wanted to invest in myself, and it made a difference since I have my coach. I can only recommend it to other people. It makes a difference in your development. And like when she kicks my ass to go even further, but she always has the right words for me, the right advice. She asks the right questions. It's also like one of the best decisions I've made when it comes to like investing myself and investing in my coach.
A lot of people have a misconception about the coaches. They think it's just motivational, but actually it's a strategic. So that's why I think everybody needs a coach, of course.
Totally agree.
So, Janine, where do you see yourself at this time next year?
I have to be honest to you. I wish I knew an answer to this question. I always knew what I wanted. But nowadays, and especially since I live in China, it's so difficult. And like if I think back after living here for 7-8 months now, I could have never drawn where I would be standing in those 7-8 months, because I don't know, you can't foresee it, what's happening. I feel like when I was back in Germany in my old life, it was easier for me in my regular job, but every day for me looks so different. And I mean, soon I'm going to go back to Germany for my next events. Into 2 or 3 cities, and then I will go to Dubai. Then I'm back in Shanghai, and who knows, like in a few months I'm also thinking of some other like countries and cities in the world. To be honest, I do not know where I see myself right now, because I've developed so fast the past few weeks. I only know it feels good, it's exciting. Ask me again in a few months or next year, and I'm pretty sure I will be like very far, and I probably could not have seen it.
It is a roller coaster, then, indeed. What would you tell other young women who want to start a business?
Okay, now listen, ladies. I really have to tell you this because it helped me a lot. First of all, find out what you're passionate about. What is your passion? What are you good at? Secondly, believe in yourself. We all have our ups and downs, and being self-confident all the time is very difficult, but believe in yourself. Number three, be proactive and take opportunities. I mean, I'm a foreigner. I lived all by myself in the US and Las Vegas when I was 16. Okay, with a family, with an American family. But then again in the US when I was 20 and studied there. Then again in Finland when I was 21, all by myself. And now in crazy China. Just be proactive, get out of your comfort zone, take all these opportunities. And what like my coach, my second coach, JT Fox also taught me, speed of implementation. You have something on your mind, just do it, try it out. Don't overthink it. And often I think too much. Just try it out step by step. You will figure it out. You will learn from it. And what JT also says, stop making excuses. We spend so much of our energy on finding excuses instead of putting like this energy on something more meaningful in our project. Just stop making excuses. Stop making excuses. Just do it, and I believe in you that you will succeed and you will do really great.
Great. So it's step out of your comfort zone, speed of implementation, and no excuses.
The best decision was to really get out of my comfort zone, try something new, go abroad, open my mind, and also now just follow my passion and finding your purpose and follow your purpose. The worst decisions, it's difficult. To be honest, I think there's so many things that we somehow like regret. But I don't want to classify it in my worst decisions. I just want to say you make some bad decisions sometimes, you make some mistakes, just learn about it. Also forgive. The power of forgiveness, of forgiving is very important. And just leave it in the past and learn from it. Don't look back. Stay in the present and look into the future.
Great. So you're looking at mistakes you made not as a failure, but as a learning experience.
Definitely. Always improve yourself. I mean, you don't want to be stuck in the past.
Exactly. What was your dream job as a kid and why?
Okay, so as a kid, I wanted to become a police officer because I wanted to help people and look after justice. Then, of course, I wanted to be an actress. What else did I want to be? I wanted to be a moderator or host. I always love to communicate and speak and inspire other people. And at the same time, I also wanted to go into the social field because I just love helping people. And I always wanted to do something good and make a change in the world.
Great. Janine, what do you think is the most significant barrier to female leadership?
A significant barrier to leadership.
It's a man's world.
Yeah, exactly. But I think we sometimes set ourselves own barriers. As I said, we are the hardest person on ourselves. And even because I worked in the IT, I only worked with men. Like I was 23 years old. I was responsible for my customers, CIOs, like senior level, all men. But it still worked out. I mean, I know that there's still somehow a ceiling in your salary or something. But yeah, don't put yourself any barriers. And I always think if you really want something, think positive and work hard, because I really believe in that, because I've experienced it so many times that you can still achieve your goals, your dreams, and overcome all of these barriers.
Yeah, so and as millennials now entering the adults world, what do you think was the biggest challenge for the generation of women behind you?
I think for women in about my age, the challenge is, of course, we somehow want to make money, but it seems like also our values are shifting. Like, for example, here in China, I can still see there's a lot of pressure on people. They work like crazy and they think happiness means money. And for our for our generation now, there's so much more to life than just making money and becoming a millionaire. Spending time with your family, being happy, because it's also like scientifically proven you can become more successful even if you are already happy. So for us, we're kind of like finding a middle way, a balance of all these like values and also taking care of our environment so that our children can live in on a beautiful planet, and at the same time being successful, having the pressure by our parents and grandparents of working in a bank or like having a really good career and high paid job. So we have to figure this out.
So, with you understanding this, what is your goal in life?
My goal in life. So my mission for now is I want to support people on becoming happy and change the way how we do business in the 21st century. So now related to topics like success factor happiness, when you integrate concepts in your company, for example, and these kind of topics and how we live our life. But my life goal in general is also with this mission, I just want to be like meaningful and impactful. I want to have an impact and make like a positive change in the world. This is why I'm here.
Great. So what keeps you inspired?
It's always inspiring to see other successful and happy men and women. Having role models. But then at the same time, it's all about like your intrinsic motivation. So if you know about your purpose, about your why, you have this vision, and you just look at your board next to your desk, you look at your board where you have this written down and you have these pictures. Just look at it if you have a bad moment, and this keeps me inspired as well and keeps me moving forward, especially if you have a weak moment.
So what the toughest decision you had ever make?
The toughest decision was actually 1.5 to 2 years ago when I broke up with my ex-boyfriend. We were together for 6 years. And of course, at one point, you just ask yourself, is this the man for the rest of your life? And you see like what he wants to achieve in life, and you ask yourself, what do you want to achieve in life? And I always had this kind of like passion. I want to work abroad. I want to work with people from other countries. I want to travel, live in other cities, countries, and do something meaningful, as I just said. So I just because I was still like young and he was my first boyfriend. So I just asked myself, what do I have to do? Do I want to break up with him after 6 years and just follow what might be risky and what I think is what makes me happy, but which is the contrary of what would make him happy, like staying in his city and so it made me think a lot. And I also have to say it was a very tough decision. It took months, maybe even a year or something, that this was like already in my mind. But I took it, I don't regret it, and I'm so happy that I made this change. It was actually the best for both of us. And we're both happy now.
I understand that, because some men which are not supporting your crazy dreams, probably they shouldn't be in your life. And
Yes.
Only strong men can actually be with the strong personality like you.
Yeah.
So what do you think the people will get from this interview? What advice you are giving them by actually having this interview?
Yeah, so I just, as I said earlier, I hope I can inspire you to find your purpose, what you're passionate about, to be proactive, get out of your comfort zone, and just follow your own right way.
So, how people can find you if they have questions how to go and work in China, or having questions about your business?
So I'd be happy if you want to contact me through Facebook under my name Janine Jakob, but also I have my own website, www.meetjaninejakob.com. Of course, you can find me on LinkedIn if you have WeChat, because in China you have to have WeChat, even beyond China now. You can also add me on WeChat, but yeah, like there's so many different ways, and just please reach out to me. I'm happy to help and to take you on your journey, and just don't forget to believe in yourself.
Thank you so much, Janine. And that's all for today's show. I would love to thank Janine for inspiring us with her wonderful stories of bravery and adventure. And you can see her information also in our website, meetirinadubinskaia.com or dearirina.com. And if you would like to be our guest and tell your story of success, send me your name, bio, and why you would be a great lesson for others to follow. This broadcast was sponsored by Global Real Estate Education Network, live daily real estate education that works as hard as you do. See all what they have to offer at www.learnfromgreen.com. Ciao.